The past 30 days in AI have been absolutely crazy. Microsoft introduced their MAI-1 system, and Meta came out with Chameleon AI, which is even outperforming OpenAI's GPT-4. But OpenAI has been busy too, upgrading their ChatGPT, making it even better. DeepMind launched AlphaFold 3, a major advance in predicting protein structures. Google showed off their Semantica model, which is doing great across a bunch of tasks. And Microsoft kept at it, refining their AI-powered PC. These are just some of the big AI developments from the past month. The pace of change in this field is incredible. So let's talk about it. So Unitree just dropped the trailer for their new Unitree G1 humanoid robot, and this thing is mind-blowing. The flexibility, proficiency, and overall capabilities of this robot are really something else. I'm going to explain and show you exactly why this robot is such a game changer. Alright, so there's a lot to unpack here, and this robot is genuinely revolutionary. First off, you might have noticed that it looks kind of similar to Boston Dynamics' recently unveiled Atlas robot. Now, I don't think Unitree managed to create this robot in just the 3 weeks since that trailer came out. Something like this takes a long time to develop. But what it does show is that Unitree is evolving faster than a lot of people expected. And they're delivering some seriously impressive tech at a relatively affordable price point. The G1 starts at just $16,000, which is cheaper than any other humanoid robot with these kinds of capabilities. One of the things that really stood out to me in this demo was the insane flexibility and range of motion. As you can see here, this robot can swivel around in ways that humans simply can't, and its legs have a much greater range of motion. They've also managed to internalize the wiring using hollow joint technology, which allows for more efficient movement and a more compact design. This trailer really hammers home the fact that the robot race is on. I don't think anyone predicted that Unitree would release something like this so soon. I would have expected it to come from a company like Boston Dynamics first. And while Boston Dynamics might be using hydraulic actuators or fully electric systems, the G1's movement capabilities suggest that it's going to be able to handle a huge range of tasks that we might not have even considered yet. Another thing that really impressed me was the robot's stability when taking impacts. Now, I'm not saying we should go around punching robots. That might not end well if they decide to rebel against us down the line, but in all seriousness, the fact that this robot can take a solid hit to the chest and remain completely stable is a remarkable feat of engineering. In real-world applications, robots might encounter things like wind, debris, or unexpected collisions, and being able to stay upright and keep functioning in those situations is hugely important. Most humans would probably hit the ground if they took a punch like that, so this is a really exciting development. We've seen similar demonstrations of stability from Unitree before with their H1 robot, but the G1 takes it to a whole new level. If you tried this with most other humanoid robots on the market, they'd topple over in an instant. The fact that Unitree has achieved this level of stability without even using external support cables is mind-blowing. Usually in these kinds of robotics demos, you'll see the robot tethered to the ceiling or something to prevent falls, because balance is one of the biggest challenges in the early stages of development. But Unitree has created a robot that can take a beating and stay on its feet with all the wiring hidden internally. That's a massive accomplishment. The speed of the G1 is also really impressive. It can reach speeds of up to 3.3 meters per second, which is just shy of the world record set by Unitree's previous robot. For context, that's about 2 meters per second, which is almost a running pace. We haven't seen anything close to that from other humanoid robotics companies. The Tesla bot, for example, can walk pretty smoothly, but it's not moving nearly as fast as this. And I can't imagine they'd be too eager to have someone kick it around to test its stability. So in terms of overall performance, I'd argue that the Unitree G1 is probably one of the best humanoid robots out there right now. One of the things that absolutely blew me away was the robot's ability to learn tasks through simulation and then apply them in the real world. Using imitation and reinforcement learning, they can train the robot to perform complex actions in a simulated environment like NVIDIA's Isaac Sim, and then transfer those skills to the physical robot. Watching it move, you can see how precise and subtle the joint movements are, and the fact that it can maintain its balance while performing these tasks autonomously is staggering. This has huge implications for robotics research because until now, most humanoid platforms have been really expensive, which makes them hard to access for a lot of labs and universities. The Unitree H1, for example, was a great research platform, but its high cost was a big barrier. With the G1 coming in at a lower price point, we're going to see a lot more people getting their hands on this tech and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And then there are the hands. Previous Unitree robots were criticized for their lack of dexterous manipulators, but the G1 has hands that can grasp and manipulate objects with incredible precision. It can crush a walnut, flip a piece of bread, and even pop open a soda can, like it's nothing. The level of control and fine motor skills on display here is just insane. They also mentioned something called the Unitree Robot Unified Large Model, which seems to be some kind of AI system that allows the robot to perform these tasks autonomously. There aren't a lot of details available yet, but I'm guessing it's a machine learning model that's been trained on a huge data set of simulated and real-world interactions. As more information comes out, I'll be sure to update you all. One of the other key things they demonstrate is the robot's ability to perform very precise movements, like soldering electronic components. This opens up a whole new range of potential applications in fields like manufacturing and assembly. But perhaps the most exciting thing about the G1 is its price. At just $16,000 for the base model, it's nearly 10 times cheaper than Unitree's previous humanoid robot, which was listed at around $150,000. That's a massive leap in affordability, and it's going to make this technology accessible to a much wider range of researchers and developers. We've already seen some of the incredible things that people have been doing with Unitree's H1 platform. For example, researchers at Shanghai Tech and Mars Lab recently presented a framework for humanoid parkour learning, which allows the robot to navigate rough terrain, jump onto high platforms, leap over hurdles, and more, all using only vision and proprioception. It's a fully end-to-end system, which is a huge accomplishment in the field of robotics. The problem is that a lot of academic labs struggle to get funding for this kind of research because they simply can't afford the expensive hardware. But with the G1, we're going to see an explosion of new projects and discoveries. I mean, the H1 could do a full backflip, which is just mind-boggling for a robot with such basic actuators. Imagine what people are going to do with the G1's advanced capabilities. So, to sum up, the Unitree G1 is an absolute game changer. Its combination of flexibility, stability, dexterity, and affordability is unparalleled, and it's going to open up a whole new world of possibilities in the field of robotics. I cannot wait to see what researchers and developers do with this platform once it starts shipping in the next few months. The robotics race is heating up, and Unitree has just shown that China is a serious contender on the global stage. They're innovating at an incredible pace, and they're making this technology accessible in a way that no one else has done before. So keep an eye on Unitree. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more groundbreaking developments from them in the very near future. Now here's some interesting news from the United Arab Emirates. This announcement comes from Abu Dhabi's Technology Innovation Institute, also known as TII. They've launched the Falcon 2 series, featuring two impressive models, Falcon 211B and Falcon 211B VLM. So Falcon 211B is, as they say, a super powerful text-based AI designed to understand and generate human-like text. Meanwhile, Falcon 211B VLM is a vision-to-language model. This means it can take an image and generate a detailed text description of it. Let's talk about why the UAE is making such big moves in AI. Known for its vast oil reserves, the UAE is now pouring massive investments into artificial intelligence. This shift hasn't gone unnoticed. In fact, US officials took note last year, issuing a strong ultimatum for the UAE to choose between American and Chinese tech. In response, Emirati AI firm G42 cut ties with Chinese companies, paving the way for a whopping $1.5 billion investment from Microsoft. This strategic pivot was carefully coordinated with Washington, showcasing the UAE's serious commitment to advancing in the AI space. The release of Falcon 2 comes as countries and companies worldwide are racing to develop their own large language models. And while some companies keep their AI tech proprietary, others, like the UAE's Falcon and Meta's Llama, are going open source. Looking ahead, the UAE's substantial investments in AI are positioning the country as a significant player on the global tech stage. The Falcon 2 series is just the beginning, with the anticipated Falcon 3 already in the works. So, Microsoft's Build event just happened and there were some major announcements. Sam Altman and the team shared some exciting updates, and it's clear that the AI advancements are just getting started. They didn't provide specific numbers, but the message was unmistakable. The AI train is not stopping, and what's coming next is going to be bigger, better, faster, cheaper, and smarter. So let's break it down. Alright, so first, Microsoft and OpenAI have been working closely together, and they're making incredible progress with their AI supercomputers. Back in 2020, their first supercomputer was used to train GPT-3 and was as big as a shark. By 2022, they had built another one the size of an orca, which trained GPT-4. Now, they've developed a supercomputer the size of a whale, 5 times bigger than the orca. This whale-sized supercomputer is currently working on the next generation AI models, which means they are ready for GPT-5, and I am pretty sure they want us to know that. Sam Altman also talked about how fast developers have been adopting and innovating with these AI models. From GPT-3 to GPT-4, the models have become smarter, more robust, and safer, and they're only going to keep improving. Sam emphasized that the models will continue to get more intelligent across the board. Speed and cost are also crucial. With GPT-4, they managed to cut the price in half and double the speed. The new voice mode has been particularly popular, and it's only going to get more integrated into different applications. Sam had some valuable advice for developers. He said now is the perfect time to build new products or start a company. We're experiencing a major platform shift similar to the internet and mobile revolutions. But here's the important part. While AI is a powerful tool, you still need to build great products and services. It's not a magic solution that guarantees success. You've got to put in the effort. He also discussed the importance of safely deploying AI. It's not just about creating powerful models, it's about ensuring they're robust and safe for everyone to use. As AI progresses towards AGI, the complexity and research required will keep increasing. And to be honest, Microsoft isn't just talking, they're investing heavily in AI, making current systems cheaper and more capable, while also pushing the frontier forward. They're optimizing the Copilot stack, the tech behind GitHub Copilot, which pairs generative AI with user interfaces to help with tasks. This has expanded across many Microsoft products, aiming to create a unified experience where AI understands your context and delivers the right capabilities no matter which product you're using. One major driver of all this progress is the exponential increase in compute power. Since 2012, the amount of GPU cycles used to train the biggest models has been skyrocketing, and there's no sign of it slowing down. This means AI models can get even more powerful as compute scales up. In another exciting development, Microsoft announced a partnership with Cognition Labs. Their product, Devon, is an AI tool designed to help with tedious engineering tasks like replatforming applications. Engineers often dread this kind of work, but Devon makes it much easier. And Devon is running on Azure, which is quite impressive. The event also highlighted how past tech revolutions like the PC and internet made technology cheaper and more powerful. AI is doing the same thing now. Microsoft is committed to making AI more efficient and affordable over time. They even demonstrated a scenario where a woman used her phone to get help with a Python coding error. The AI not only diagnosed the problem, but also provided a solution. This kind of real-time assistance would have been unimaginable a year ago, showing just how far we've come. Microsoft has also been working on smaller models called Phi, which are efficient and can run on devices with limited compute power. These models trade off size for performance and cost, making them suitable for different applications. For instance, a fine-tuned Phi model is being used for math tutoring with Khan Academy, aiming to provide personalized learning experiences to students worldwide. Sal Khan from Khan Academy also spoke about how GPT-4 could revolutionize education by offering personalized tutoring at scale. He mentioned that while some students can use the tools independently, most need guidance from caring adults like teachers to fully benefit. Khan Academy is launching new tools powered by cutting-edge models to improve productivity and learning experiences for teachers and students across the US, and they're providing these tools for free. This is a significant development. So, to summarize, the key takeaway is this: AI is advancing rapidly and the opportunities are immense. Developers and companies should seize this chance to innovate and create new value with these powerful tools. Things are going to keep getting more robust and cheaper. So aim high and take full advantage of this amazing technological wave. Apple just rolled out new AI-driven features for Safari, promising a smarter and more intuitive browsing experience. Honestly, there's a lot to unpack here, so let's get right into it. All right, let's start with the headliner feature, Intelligent Search. Now, this tool is essentially going to let Safari summarize web content for you using advanced AI. So, no more slogging through dense, lengthy articles or pages. Intelligent Search will identify the key topics, phrases, and ideas, then automatically generate a nice, concise summary to give you the gist. But how does this actually work? Well, from what we know, it leverages Apple's cutting-edge on-device AI models, specifically the Ajax language learning model. This AI analyzes the text, picks out the important sentences, repetitive keywords, structural elements, and more to determine the core topics. Then it distills all that into a neat little summary perfectly tailored for you. And that's just the start. Another insane new feature coming to Safari 18 is called Web Eraser. As the name implies, this tool will basically let you erase or remove unwanted parts of a web page with just a few taps. If you find banner ads on your screen annoying, you can easily get rid of them. Also, any distracting images can also be quickly eliminated using Web Eraser. Here's where it gets even better. The erasure is persistent. That means when you close that tab or window and revisit the page later, Safari will automatically load it with all your custom modifications already applied. It'll literally remember which parts you nixed and keep them erased. How cool is that? Safari will even pop up a little notice to let you know the page has been altered based on your preferences, just in case you want to revert it. Although, let's be real, the inspiration for this erasure concept may have come from existing third-party ad blockers and content filtering extensions that offer similar removal capabilities. But still, having it baked right into Safari itself is a total game changer. Now let's talk about the user interface enhancements coming with this update. Essentially, Apple is consolidating a ton of page controls and options that were previously scattered across different menus into one convenient centralized menu right there in the address bar. Things like zoom settings, content blockers, extension shortcuts, they'll all be just a click or tap away in this new unified menu. That means no more digging through nested settings panels or the share sheet just to find basic controls. Everything you need will be neatly organized and readily accessible from this slick new menu. It's one of those small quality of life improvements that might not seem huge on paper, but could legitimately streamline your workflow and just make browsing feel that much smoother overall. Of course, we're also expecting the usual refinements and under-the-hood upgrades with Safari 18. More robust content blocking, UI refinements, and stuff like that. But let's be honest here. The real stars of the show are those AI integration features we just covered. This is Apple fully embracing the artificial intelligence revolution and letting it reshape how we interact with information and data. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds amazing, but what about privacy? It's a totally fair concern in our data-hungry world. After all, Apple has built their brand around protecting user privacy and security, and it seems they're doubling down on that commitment with these new AI capabilities. From what we know so far, the language models and other tech-powering features like intelligent search will run entirely on device using ultra-secure private processing. That means your data stays locked down tight on your iPhone, iPad, or Mac, never getting beamed up to the cloud or any third-party servers where it could potentially be compromised. So while other tech giants are harvesting data into their AI systems, Apple looks to be taking their classic on-device, privacy-first approach with this on the AI front as well. It's a smart play that could give them a big advantage as trust around AI becomes even more paramount. Of course, not every feature Apple explores during development ends up making the final cut for a product launch. There's always a chance some of these wild Safari upgrades could get delayed, scaled back, or nixed entirely as the company continues testing and fine-tuning things. But even if not every leaked feature arrives right away, one thing is abundantly clear. Apple is going all in on AI and positioning themselves to lead the intelligent experience revolution. These Safari enhancements are just one piece of their bigger AI puzzle. In fact, the rumors don't stop there. There are also whispers that Apple has an insanely advanced visual search tool in the works that could let you get detailed information about real-world objects, products, and more just by analyzing photos and images with your camera. Imagine being able to just point your iPhone at something and instantly get specs, pricing, reviews, and more. This technology brings a new dimension to shopping and information gathering. Now, from what we know, this visual search technology is still in its earlier stages compared to the Safari AI features. Lots of lingering questions around how exactly it will work, what apps or services it would integrate with, whether it would be a system level or app-specific capability, and so on. Apple's pretty tight-lipped on those specifics for now. But when you start connecting the dots, the natural language AI powering intelligent search, the visual understanding models needed for this advanced camera search, Apple's huge bets on machine learning across their custom chipsets. It becomes clear we're just scratching the surface of how AI could reshape their entire ecosystem in the years ahead. We're talking about an intelligent, predictive experience where our devices understand us better than ever before. One where cumbersome tasks are streamlined through automatic summarization and data extraction. where our phones and computers can instantly parse the world around us and synthesize all that information in an intuitive way. It's the kind of seamless, ambient AI experience that's been long promised in sci-fi, but is finally starting to become a reality thanks to rapid advancements in areas like computer vision and natural language processing. And if these Safari leaks are any indication, Apple is hell-bent on being at the forefront as it all unfolds. Could this AI-infused version of Safari 18 be the first step toward a paradigm shift in how we interact with data and information? A new era of intelligent, distraction-free browsing and content consumption where our devices understand our needs before we even ask? It's tantalizing to think about the possibilities. Now, I don't want to get too carried away making bold predictions here. We're still waiting for Apple to officially unveil all their latest software updates and innovations at their big annual WWDC event happening in just a few weeks in early June. They could always have some surprises up their sleeves that no one saw coming. But if even half of these leaked Safari 18 features and AI upgrades are legit, it really does feel like a seismic shift is coming to how we browse the web and interact with information. We're talking browser-level AI smarts for summarization and smart curation, streamlined distraction removal, consolidated intuitive controls, a whole new level of intelligent, personalized browsing productivity, and who's to say this is just the start? Maybe these Safari enhancements represent the tip of the iceberg as Apple infuses their entire software ecosystem with advanced AI and machine learning over the coming years, aiming to create truly intelligent, predictive experiences across their ecosystem. Of course, not everyone will be on board right away. Responsible AI development is an incredibly nuanced issue with plenty of valid concerns around privacy, ethics, transparency, and potential downsides that need to be carefully navigated. There's still a lot of well-deserved skepticism and uncertainty around how the AI revolution could impact society. But love it or hate it, one thing is clear. Key tech players like Apple are betting big that artificial intelligence will reshape the future of consumer tech and computing as we know it. From mobile to desktop to wearable experiences, intelligent AI assistants understanding our needs and streamlining our digital lives may very well become the norm sooner than we think. Inside every plant, animal, and human cell are billions of molecular machines working tirelessly. These machines are composed of proteins, DNA, and other molecules, but no single piece function alone. It's only when we see how they interact and combine in millions of ways that we can truly begin to understand the intricate processes that sustain life. In a groundbreaking paper published in the prestigious journal Nature, Google and DeepMind researchers introduced AlphaFold 3, a revolutionary AI model that can predict the structure and interactions of all life's molecules with unprecedented accuracy. For the interactions between proteins and other types of molecules, AlphaFold 3 demonstrates at least a 50% improvement compared to existing prediction methods. For some critical categories of interaction, it has even doubled prediction accuracy. The researchers hope AlphaFold 3 will transform our understanding of the biological world and accelerate drug discovery. Scientists can now freely access the majority of its capabilities through the newly launched AlphaFold server, an easy-to-use research tool. To unlock AlphaFold 3's potential for drug design, the biotech company Isomorphic Labs is already collaborating with pharmaceutical firms to apply it to real-world drug design challenges, ultimately aiming to develop groundbreaking new treatments for patients. This new model builds upon the foundations laid by its predecessor, AlphaFold 2, which made a fundamental breakthrough in protein structure prediction back in 2020. Since then, millions of researchers worldwide have leveraged AlphaFold 2 to make important discoveries across fields like malaria vaccines, cancer treatments, and enzyme design. AlphaFold has been cited over 20,000 times already, with its scientific impact recognized through numerous prestigious prizes. Most recently, the Breakthrough Prize in Life Sciences. AlphaFold 3 expands beyond just proteins to encompass a vast spectrum of biomolecules. This leap could unlock even more transformative research, from developing bio-renewable materials and resilient crops to accelerating drug design and genomics. So how exactly does this new model reveal the secrets of life's molecular machinery? Given an input list of molecules, it generates their joint 3D structure, revealing how they precisely fit together. AlphaFold 3 can model large biomolecules like proteins, DNA, and RNA, as well as smaller molecules known as ligands, a category encompassing many drugs. Furthermore, it can model the chemical modifications to these molecules that control healthy cell function and contribute to disease when disrupted. At its core, The new model features an improved version of the Evoformer module, a deep learning architecture that drove AlphaFold 2's breakthrough performance. After processing the molecular inputs, AlphaFold 3 assembles its predictions using a diffusion network similar to those used in AI image generators. This diffusion process starts with a cloud of atoms and converges over many steps to its final, highest accuracy structure. The researchers state that the model's predictions of molecular interactions surpass the accuracy of all existing computational systems. As a unified model computing entire molecular complexes holistically, it possesses a unique ability to unify scientific insights across disciplines. In the realm of drug discovery, it unlocks new capabilities by accurately predicting interactions of drug-like molecules, such as ligands and antibodies that bind to proteins, influencing their roles in health and disease. The model achieves unprecedented accuracy in predicting these drug-relevant interactions, like ligand binding to proteins and antibodies binding their target proteins. On a key industry benchmark called PoseBusters, AlphaFold 3 demonstrates over 50% higher accuracy than traditional modeling methods, without requiring any input of structural data. This makes it the first AI system to surpass physics-based tools for biomolecular structure prediction. Predicting antibody-protein binding with such fidelity is critical for understanding immune response and designing new antibody therapeutics, an emerging drug class. At Isomorphic Labs, the researchers are using AlphaFold 3 in tandem with complementary in-house AI models to accelerate and enhance the success of drug design pipelines. They are leveraging it for internal projects as well as partnerships with pharmaceutical companies. It is helping elucidate new disease targets and identify novel therapeutic approaches for previously intractable ones. But this model's capabilities extend far beyond drug discovery alone. Google DeepMind's newly launched AlphaFold server is now the world's most accurate tool for predicting how proteins interact with other molecules throughout cells. It offers scientists globally free access for non-commercial research purposes. With just a few clicks, biologists can tap into AlphaFold 3's power to model molecular structures spanning proteins, DNA, RNA, ligands, ions, and chemical modifications. The AlphaFold server empowers researchers to formulate novel hypotheses for experimental testing, accelerating scientific workflows, and sparking innovation. No longer hamstrung by computational resources or expertise in machine learning, they gain accessible predictive capabilities. Traditionally, experimental determination of a single protein structure could span an entire PhD thesis and cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. The previous AlphaFold 2 model enabled prediction of hundreds of millions of structures, a feat that would have required hundreds of millions of researcher years through conventional methods. The AlphaFold server democratizes this power, allowing scientists to ask bold questions and drive accelerated discovery. With each new AlphaFold release, the researchers have diligently worked to assess the technology's broad impacts in consultation with the research community and safety experts. They have adopted a science-driven approach, conducting rigorous evaluations to mitigate risks while maximizing the widespread benefits to biology and human health. Building upon extensive external consultations for AlphaFold 2, over 50 leading domain experts across biosecurity, research, and industry have been engaged to scrutinize AlphaFold 3's capabilities and carefully consider potential hazards. The researchers have also actively participated in community forums and discussions leading up to AlphaFold 3's launch. The AlphaFold server exemplifies their steadfast commitment to sharing AlphaFold's benefits openly, including the free database of 200 million pre-computed protein structures. They are also expanding the AlphaFold educational curriculum in partnership with EMBL, EBI, and organizations across the global south. This will equip more scientists worldwide with the tools to leverage AlphaFold, accelerate adoption, and tackle underfunded areas like neglected diseases and food insecurity. Responsible development and deployment of powerful AI technologies like AlphaFold remains a core tenet through sustained collaboration with the scientific community and policymakers. AlphaFold 3 brings the biological world into unprecedented high-definition clarity. It empowers scientists to visualize cellular systems in their full, intricate complexity, from molecules to structures, interactions, and modifications. This new window into life's molecules illuminates their interconnected relationships and roles governing critical biological functions like drug mechanisms, hormone production, and DNA repair safeguarding health. The true impacts of AlphaFold 3 and the Open AlphaFold server will be realized through how they enable scientists to turbocharge discovery across the vast frontiers of biology and catalyze entirely new research directions. All right, now, shifting gears a bit, I wanted to talk about Alibaba. They've been making big moves in AI with their latest release, Tongyi Qianwen or Qwen 2.5. This new version boasts better reasoning skills, improved coding understanding, and a sharper grasp of language. And businesses are loving it with over 90,000 deployments across various industries. Alibaba Cloud's CTO, Jingren Zhou, is thrilled, highlighting the creative ways companies are using Qwen 2.5, especially in consumer electronics and gaming. Open Compass analysis shows Qwen 2.5 outperforms GPT-4 in areas like language and creativity, though GPT-4 still has the edge in knowledge, reasoning, and math. Despite being new to the game, Alibaba's AI is already attracting over 2 million corporate users through services like DingTalk, their version of Slack. Plus, they're sharing some of their AI models with the open source community and enhancing their AI development platform. Other Chinese tech giants like Baidu and Tencent are also jumping into the AI race. Baidu's Ernie bot already has over 200 million users since launching publicly in August. This generative AI craze is apparently fueling the development of humanoid robots in China too. So yeah, it's pretty exciting to see how this technology is evolving and how companies are finding new ways to harness its potential. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely curious to see where this all leads. One thing's for sure, the AI revolution is here, and it's only going to get wilder from here on out. For close to a decade now, Alexa has been our go-to for simple voice commands like setting timers, checking weather forecasts, and streaming music playlists. But let's be honest, while handy, Alexa's capabilities have felt pretty limited compared to the rapidly advancing world of artificial intelligence. Well, that's all about to change. Amazon has major plans to transform Alexa into a truly intelligent, conversational AI assistant powered by large language models and generative AI technology. According to recent reports from sources close to the matter, Amazon is planning a major upgrade for Alexa by integrating generative AI. This means Alexa will become much more conversational and capable of engaging in natural back-and-forth discussions with users. Essentially, they want Alexa to handle everything we're currently doing with ChatGPT, and even more. Since Alexa is physically present, you don't have to grab your phone, open an app, and then start talking. With Alexa, you can just start talking right away. I have to admit, it's a lot more convenient. However, there's a catch. This new and improved Alexa won't be a free addition to your existing Amazon devices. Instead, Amazon is planning to introduce a monthly subscription fee specifically for the upgraded version of the voice assistant. Now, before you start worrying about your Amazon Prime membership, let me clarify that this subscription will be separate from Prime. You won't have to pay extra if you're already a Prime member. This move by Amazon really makes sense. They need to keep up with everyone else in the tech game, and nowadays, you can't stay in the loop without integrating more AI. Currently, most of us just use Alexa for simple stuff like setting timers, checking the weather, and playing tunes. But Amazon realizes that it's time for Alexa to advance and add more complex features to keep up with competitors like Google and OpenAI. Interestingly, there seems to be a shift in priorities within Amazon regarding Alexa. Since Andy Jassy took over as CEO from Jeff Bezos, Alexa has apparently become less of a focal point for the company. Insiders have reported that Jassy himself has expressed some disappointment with Alexa's current capabilities. Imagine being the CEO of Amazon and asking Alexa for the score of a recent game, only to be met with silence or an unsatisfactory response. So it's understandable why Jassy would want to see Alexa evolve and improve. This shift in priorities has put a lot of pressure on the Alexa team to improve the voice assistant and justify the resources Amazon has poured into it. The team has even gone through a major reorganization, with many members now working on artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Really? Trying to turn Alexa into an AGI? I'm not sure I'd want that. An AGI in my house, listening to everything I say while being smarter than me? That sounds a bit unsettling. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious about other people's opinions on an AGI version of Alexa. All right, now upgrading Alexa with generative AI is actually a big challenge for Amazon. They need to attract top AI talent, which is tough because they're competing with tech giants like Microsoft and Google. Also, adding generative AI requires a lot of computing power and hardware. Like each AI query could cost about 2 cents, and with hundreds of millions of daily interactions, that cost adds up fast. So that's why they're considering a monthly subscription fee to help cover the expenses of offering a high-tech AI assistant which makes sense. The stakes are high for Amazon in the AI race. Alexa is already in hundreds of millions of homes worldwide, giving Amazon a huge chance to roll out a more advanced AI assistant to a large audience. But with this big opportunity comes the risk of any mistakes or glitches in Alexa's performance having serious consequences. People trust Alexa for basic tasks, and they'll expect the same reliability from the upgraded version. Now, to make this upgrade happen, Amazon plans to use its own large language model called Titan, which is in-house AI. Even Jeff Bezos, who stepped back from his CEO role, is worried about Amazon falling behind in the AI game. He's been reaching out to Amazon executives, asking why some AI startups are choosing other cloud providers over AWS. This shows just how fierce the competition is in the AI market and how crucial it is to stay ahead in innovation. As consumers, it's exciting to think about the possibilities of a more intelligent and engaging Alexa. Who wouldn't want a voice assistant that can not only handle basic tasks but also engage in meaningful conversations, provide detailed information, and even assist with creative projects? Of course, the question of whether users will be willing to pay a monthly fee for these enhanced features remains to be seen. Amazon will need to demonstrate the value and utility of the upgraded Alexa to justify the additional cost. Microsoft is about to launch its own new AI language model, and it's going to be a big one. They're calling it MAI-1, and it's being developed entirely in-house by Microsoft. So first, let's look at who's behind this new AI model because it's quite an interesting connection. The development of MAI-1 is being led by Mustafa Suleyman, who used to work at Google AI and was also the CEO of an AI startup called Inflection. Now, Microsoft recently made a big move by acquiring Inflection's intellectual property for a whopping $650 million and brought on board much of their team, including Suleyman himself. While MAI-1 might use some of the training data and technologies from Inflection, it's important to note that this is a brand new creation from Microsoft, not just a rebranded version of something Inflection was working on. With Suleyman's experience at Google AI and Inflection, he brings a lot of expertise to the table for MI1's development. All right, now let's talk about how this model compares to other major players in the AI field. Microsoft has ambitious plans for MAI-1, aiming to make it significantly larger than their earlier, smaller, open source models. They're stepping it up to about 500 billion parameters, which marks a substantial advancement for them. For a bit of context, OpenAI's GPT-4, one of the most advanced AI language models currently available, boasts over 1 trillion parameters. Meanwhile, Meta's Llama 2 models come with up to 70 billion parameters. So while MAI-1 might not match GPT-4's size, it's definitely shaping up to be a strong competitor in the AI language model field. And Microsoft has a lot of resources at their disposal to make MAI-1 a success. They have vast amounts of data and computing power, including large clusters of servers with NVIDIA's graphic processing units. All of this will play a crucial role in training and supporting the development of MAI-1. It seems like Microsoft is investing heavily in this model because they want to stay competitive in the rapidly evolving world of AI. They've already invested $10 billion in OpenAI and acquired Inflection's intellectual property and staff. This suggests that Microsoft is making a strategic shift towards building their own in-house AI capabilities. While Microsoft chose not to comment to Reuters on the story, Microsoft CTO Kevin Scott shared his thoughts on LinkedIn regarding the company's strategy. He explained, "We build big supercomputers to train AI models. Our partner OpenAI uses these supercomputers to train cutting-edge models. Then we both offer these models in our products and services, making them accessible to many people. We're quite happy with this setup." Additionally, Scott highlighted that for many years, Microsoft has been actively developing AI models, both in Microsoft Research and within their product groups. He noted that working on AI models is fascinating and that their researchers have done excellent work in studying and building them. Recently, emails released as part of the US Justice Department's antitrust case against Google revealed that Microsoft's investment in OpenAI was partly driven by concerns over Google's advancements in AI. According to a report by Business Insider, this came to light through an internal email involving Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates, CEO Satya Nadella, and Scott. In a June 2019 email titled Thoughts on OpenAI, the discussion focused on the investment opportunities in the AI organization and highlighted areas where Google was notably ahead of Microsoft in AI research and models. Scott initially was somewhat dismissive of OpenAI and Google DeepMind's achievements, which he referred to as game-playing stunts, possibly alluding to AlphaGo Zero's demonstrations. However, he grew concerned when he recognized the advanced capabilities of competitors' natural language processing models. Now, if you are curious about what exactly MAI-1 will be used for and what it's capable of, like I am, unfortunately those details haven't been made public yet. We'll have to wait until the product is released to really evaluate its performance and capabilities. However, given the scale and ambition behind the project, it's clear that Microsoft is aiming for the model to compete with the most advanced AI language models out there. So, how does MAI-1 compare to GPT-4, one of the most well-known AI language models out there? Well, from what we know so far, one key difference is the size of the models. As we mentioned earlier, MAI-1 is expected to have around 500 billion parameters, which is a lot, but still less than the over 1 trillion parameters in GPT-4. This might give GPT-4 a bit of an advantage when it comes to raw processing power and handling complex tasks. However, Microsoft has a lot of data and computing resources at their disposal, which could help close that gap. Both models are designed to be really good at a wide range of tasks, from processing natural language to generating code. GPT-4 has already shown some impressive results on academic and professional tests, like the Uniform Bar exam. We don't know the full extent of what MAI-1 will be capable of yet, but with Microsoft's investment and the leadership of Mustafa Suleyman, it's likely to be a highly capable model. Another thing to consider is how these models approach safety and ethics. GPT-4's training helps it avoid giving harmful responses and refuse requests for content that's not allowed. We don't know exactly how MAI-1 will handle these issues yet, but given Microsoft's commitment to responsible AI development, it's likely to be a priority for them as well. Alright, now, in other news, Apple is reportedly developing its own AI chips tailored for data centers. These AI chips could potentially give Apple a crucial advantage in the competitive AI industry. According to sources familiar with the matter, Apple has been closely collaborating with its chip manufacturing partner TSMC to design and initially produce these chips. However, it's still unclear if the final version of the chips has been manufactured yet. It's speculated that Apple's server chips may focus on executing AI models, particularly in AI inference, using trained AI models to make predictions or decisions rather than AI training, the process of teaching AI models, where NVIDIA's chips currently dominate the market. Over the past decade, Apple has gradually become a significant player in chip design for products like the iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, and Mac computers. This latest project, internally known as Project AC/DC, short for Apple Chips and Data Center, will integrate Apple's chip design capabilities into the operation of servers used by Apple's clients, according to sources. The project has been ongoing for several years, although the timeline for launching these server chips remains uncertain. Apple is expected to unveil more new AI products and AI-related updates at its Worldwide Developers Conference in June. An Apple spokesperson declined to comment on these reported developments. Now, one more interesting update from YouTube. The platform is rolling out a new AI-powered jump-ahead feature for premium subscribers. This feature makes it easier to skip directly to the most popular or interesting parts of videos, enhancing the viewing experience by letting users quickly access the highlights. The feature uses AI to analyze patterns in how viewers watch and interact with videos. When you double tap on a video, it will recommend skipping ahead to the next section that is commonly watched or considered the best part based on viewer behavior data. Previously, double tapping would just skip ahead a set amount of time or jump between chapters if the creator had set them up. But this could be clunky, especially on mobile devices. The new AI jump ahead feature aims to make skipping to the good parts more seamless. For now, the jump ahead feature is rolling out as an experiment for YouTube Premium subscribers using the Android app. Premium is YouTube's paid membership that removes ads and allows offline viewing. When using an eligible video, double tapping will bring up a jump ahead button that will skip the video to the next popular segment, as determined by YouTube's AI system analyzing viewer patterns. The feature currently only works for English videos, but YouTube may expand it further if the experiment is successful. Creators will also be able to use jump ahead when watching their own videos, even without a premium subscription. We all know how language models like GPT-3 revolutionized AI by understanding and generating human-like text. It was a game changer, opening up new possibilities for AI assistants, creative writing, coding, and so much more. But then they pushed further, creating multimodal AI models that handle not just text, but also images, audio, video, and more. We've seen cool examples like DALL-E making amazing images from descriptions and GPT-4 blending visuals into text outputs. It felt like AI models were finally breaking free from their text-only limits. Now, Meta's upped the game with their Chameleon model. You see, up until now, most of these multimodal models relied on what's called a late fusion approach. They would process and encode each data type like text or images separately, and only then try to bring those different representations together in some unified way. It worked okay, I guess, but it meant the models weren't truly integrating and understanding those multiple modalities in a cohesive end-to-end fashion from the very start. There were always inefficiencies and limitations baked into that late-stage unification process. Chameleon completely flips that script by employing an early fusion architecture that truly intermingles all data streams as one unified vocabulary from the ground up. It's designed to natively work with a mixed vocabulary of discrete tokens that could represent anything: words, pixels, points, etc. Everything happens through transformers working their neural magic on these unified sequences of interleaved text, image, and other tokens all together from the jump. There's no more separating or late-stage merging required. Of course, this degree of deep multimodal integration from the very start presented its own massive challenges and complexities when it came to training these powerful AI models. But the brilliant minds at Meta were up for the task. They employed incredibly sophisticated techniques like two-stage learning processes and stratospheric datasets containing over 4 trillion examples of text, images, interleaved sequences, and so on. Essentially a training compute in the millions of GPU hours just to master this paradigm. But I guess it was worth the insane effort because the results of Chameleon are nothing short of extraordinary. This model displays state-of-the-art performance across an incredibly diverse range of tasks and benchmarks. I mean, world-class scores on visual skills like captioning images, answering questions about visuals, and even generating wholly new composite documents with fluent sequences of intermingled text and imagery. The human evaluations showed people strongly preferred these multimodal Chameleon outputs. And get this, despite being natively multimodal, this thing still goes toe-to-toe with elite language models on text-only tasks too. It matched or exceeded the likes of Gemini, Llama, and others across challenges around reading comprehension, common sense reasoning, and more. That's the true magic of Chameleon's unified end-to-end architecture shining through. By mastering the shared representation of all modalities at a fundamental level, it doesn't sacrifice any single capability. If anything, it multiplies the model's overall effectiveness across any scenario. But perhaps even more valuable than achieving top scores on current benchmarks is the future potential this breakthrough represents. By pioneering this early fusion approach at a massive scale, Meta has unlocked an entirely new paradigm for advanced AI systems. We're talking about building multimodal assistants, question answerers, analysts, and creators that can fluidly understand any combination of language, visuals, video, and beyond in a truly unified common sense fashion. That's the kind of general intelligence and versatility we'll need for futuristic applications like robotics that combine seamless language and vision, immersive augmented and virtual reality interfaces, multimedia search, generation, and analysis at a degree we've never seen before. The Meta AI researchers themselves said Chameleon represents a significant step towards realizing the vision of unified foundation models capable of flexibly reasoning over and generating multimodal content. That's the North Star they're shooting for here. Artificial general intelligence that masters all modalities together. Of course, the human-level cognition is still a long ways away, but with each breakthrough like this early fusion approach, we get one step closer to bridging that great divide separating narrow AI from the holy grail of advanced artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Now, Meta hasn't publicly released or open-sourced their Chameleon model and weights just yet, but if they follow their standard playbook, we should expect to see it available for commercial and research use before too long. That could make Chameleon a powerful open alternative or counterweight to models like GPT-4 or Google's Gemini that are currently locked behind closed doors. Having this caliber of multimodal AI available openly could massively accelerate breakthroughs across so many fields. Regardless of when the public release happens, it is certain that Meta's Chameleon has staked its claim as an absolute pioneer, blazing the trail for the next great frontier of generative AI. By achieving human-level fluency across modalities in a single unified architecture, they've kicked open the door to realms of advanced intelligence we could only dream of just years ago. So a company called Sanctuary AI just announced a major collaboration with none other than Microsoft, and it's all about accelerating the development of next-gen AI models for general-purpose robots. This is huge. Now, for those not familiar with Sanctuary AI, let me give you a quick rundown. These folks are on an ambitious mission to create the world's first human-like intelligence in general-purpose robots. Yeah, we're talking about artificial general intelligence, or AGI, the holy grail of AI that can truly understand and interact with the world just like us humans. But here's the thing, Sanctuary AI isn't just some scrappy startup talking big game. These guys have some serious pedigree. We're talking founders from pioneering companies like D-Wave, the first commercial quantum computing firm, Kindred, which introduced reinforcement learning to production robots, and the Creative Destruction Lab, known for innovative science commercialization. Their team is stacked with veterans from tech titans like Amazon, Microsoft, and SoftBank Robotics. In other words, these folks have been at the forefront of some of the most groundbreaking innovations in AI, robotics, and computing. So when they make bold claims about pushing the boundaries of AGI, you can't help but take them seriously. So what exactly does this collaboration with Microsoft entail? Well, it's all about harnessing the power of Microsoft's Azure cloud to supercharge the development of what Sanctuary AI calls large behavior models, or LBMs. Think of these as the next evolution beyond large language models like GPT AI systems designed to learn from and understand real-world experiences and interactions. By leveraging Azure's massive computing resources for training, inference, networking, and storage, Sanctuary AI can turbocharge their efforts in developing these cutting-edge LBMs, which are critical stepping stones on the path to achieving AGI. Now, just a few weeks ago, Sanctuary AI unveiled the 7th generation of their flagship robot, Phoenix, and the upgrades and improvements they've packed into this latest iteration are nothing short of mind-blowing. We're talking increased uptime, enhanced visual perception, improved tactile sensing, and get this, an expanded range of human-like motion in the wrists, hands, and elbows. This thing is designed to mimic the dexterity and range of motion of an actual human, which is just insane when you think about it. And here's the cool part. Sanctuary AI has achieved all of these advancements in just 11 months since their 6th Gen Phoenix robot, which was one of Time's best inventions of 2023. They've been moving forward really fast, and it's almost hard to believe. According to Sanctuary AI's CEO, Jordi Rose, this 7th Gen Phoenix is one of the most sophisticated human behavioral data capture technologies available today. Essentially, it's providing their Carbon AI control system with some of the highest quality, highest fidelity training data out there, which is critical for developing those advanced LBMs and pushing towards AGI. But perhaps the most mind-blowing stat of all is that the time it takes to automate new tasks has been slashed from weeks to less than 24 hours. That's a 50x increase in automation speed, marking a pivotal moment in the capability of autonomous systems. Just let that sink in for a second, automating complex tasks in under a day. The potential applications across industries like manufacturing, logistics, and more are staggering. Now, Sanctuary AI is making some seriously bold claims here, stating that this 7th Gen system is the closest analog to a human of any available robot today. That's a hefty assertion, no doubt, but coming from a team with the pedigree and track record that these folks have, you can't just dismiss it out of hand. Of course, with any groundbreaking technology, there are always ethical considerations and potential risks to weigh. The development of advanced AI and robotics is no exception, with concerns around safety, transparency, unintended consequences, and the impact on human labor looming large. To their credit, Sanctuary AI seems acutely aware of these issues. They've stressed a commitment to responsible development and addressing labor challenges in a way that augments human workers, not replaces them. The name Sanctuary itself is meant to convey a controlled, secure environment for nurturing AI responsibly before commercial deployment. Make no mistake, the road ahead is sure to be filled with immense challenges, both technical and ethical. But if companies like Sanctuary AI and their all-star teams can continue this blistering pace of innovation while keeping responsible development at the forefront, we may just witness some truly mind-bending breakthroughs in the coming years. The age of ubiquitous, multi-purpose robotic assistants powered by human-like artificial intelligence is on the horizon. And with visionary pioneers and powerful partnerships like this one leading the charge, that future might be a lot closer than any of us could have imagined. So Google updated its algorithm, and trust me, the internet will never be the same. This is one of the biggest changes happening in the online world right now, and it's not getting nearly enough attention. But this video is going to change all that. Alright, so if you've ever Googled something like air purifier reviews, you were probably looking for genuine content from experts. Take housefresh.com, for example. This site was started in 2020 by Giselle Navarro and her husband, who have been all about indoor air quality for years. They tested purifiers in their basement, wrote in-depth articles, and quickly shot to the top of Google's search results. They even grew to a team of 15 full-timers. But then everything changed last September when Google rolled out a massive algorithm update. Giselle says it was devastating. All those search terms that used to point people to HouseFresh started leading to big lifestyle mags instead, ones that don't even test the products properly. The info on those sites was often just plain wrong, and it didn't stop there. Another update in March this year hit them even harder. Their traffic plummeted from thousands of daily visitors to just hundreds. HouseFresh had to lay off most of their team, and if things don't change, they're looking at shutting down. Now, Google says they only make these changes after lots of testing to ensure they help users. They offer website owners resources and ways to give feedback about their rankings. Google believes these changes will benefit the web as a whole. And last week, Sundar Pichai, Google's CEO, announced something even bigger. Google Search is getting a new AI feature called AI Overviews, which means Google will now give its own AI-generated answers to many of your questions. Pichai says this will make search more helpful and efficient as it uses generative AI at an incredible scale. This shift from a search engine to a search and answer engine is a massive change, and not everyone is happy, obviously. Some critics are calling this an extinction-level event for small businesses that create your favorite content. Over the past 2 years, Google's updates have been meant to make search more helpful, but many website owners who follow Google's best practices are feeling crushed. So let's talk about SEO, search engine optimization. It's a way to tune web pages to rank better on Google. Millions of businesses depend on it, but SEO can be abused. Some websites focus more on pleasing Google's algorithms than on providing quality content. We've all seen those spammy results when searching for something like best sneakers for women. You get flooded with sites full of ads and affiliate links, but no real info. To tackle this, Google ramped up its fight against low-quality, spammy content. In 2022, they launched a helpful content update to weed out such sites. More updates followed in September 2023 and March this year. Google claims these efforts have cut down low-quality content by 45%. They say the aim is to connect people with useful, satisfying, and original content from diverse sources. But the fallout has been intense. For instance, New York Magazine's traffic from Google search dropped by 32%, GQ by 26%, and Urban Dictionary lost over half its traffic. Even OprahDaily.com saw a 58% drop. While these are just estimates from SEMrush, an analytics tool, they reflect real trends, and some website owners and SEO experts say it's been brutal. Meanwhile, Reddit has seen a massive boost. Their Google search traffic surged by 126%, and their revenue is up 48% from last year. People have been adding Reddit to their searches to get honest opinions instead of SEO-driven fluff. Google says they're surfacing content from communities like Reddit because people want to learn from others' experiences. They deny any special treatment for Reddit in their rankings, but with Google, if one site gains, another loses, and many small bloggers and website owners feel targeted. Daniel Hart from Ready Steady Cut says their traffic halved after the September update, and they've been hit hard by spam sites stealing their content. Despite following Google's advice, nothing has helped. Hart's team shrank from 20 writers and editors to just 4. The biggest controversy, though, is about Google's new AI-generated answers. Google claims these AI overviews will actually boost traffic to websites by highlighting relevant links, but they haven't shared the data to back this up. Katie Berry from Housewife How-Tos thinks people will stop visiting her site if Google's AI answers their questions. Her traffic dropped 70% after the 2022 update and even more with the AI tests. Travel writer David Later has a similar story. A search for best slot canyons near Las Vegas used to bring up his article. Now it shows an AI-generated response that's mostly wrong. The AI lists places that aren't even slot canyons. Later's traffic has plummeted by 95%. Google admits their AI can provide inaccurate info, but says they're working to improve it. They also say publishers can control whether their sites are linked in AI overviews using special tags. But once AI scrapes your content, removing it can be nearly impossible. Now let's dive a bit deeper. Google's AI overviews use generative AI to summarize search results. This sounds great, right? But it's not foolproof. Recently, there have been some pretty wild AI mistakes. For example, Google's AI suggested eating rocks daily for minerals and vitamins and putting glue on pizza. These errors happen because AI doesn't know what's true. It just knows what's popular. So, if a satirical article from The Onion gets lots of attention, the AI might take it seriously. Google is trying to fix these issues, but it's like playing whack-a-mole. One problem pops up, they fix it, and another one appears. AI tools don't have our values. They're trained on huge chunks of the web, including all the bad stuff. While Google uses techniques like reinforcement learning from human feedback to weed out the worst, some biases and inaccuracies slip through. And with the massive push to be first in the AI race, Google might be moving faster than they should. This rush is risky. Google could lose the trust people have in it for providing reliable answers. If we stop clicking on links and just read AI summaries, Google's business model could take a hit. Plus, AI-generated content could lower the quality of the web overall. Now imagine this. AI tools might start training on their own outputs. This would be like humans breathing in their own exhaust fumes. Bad news all around. It could amplify small errors and biases, making things even worse. Globally, billions are being invested in AI every day. Governments are just starting to think about regulations to ensure AI is used responsibly. Unlike pharmaceuticals or cars, tech companies haven't faced the same strict controls, but that might change soon. Google's aggressive push into AI is a response to competition from OpenAI and Microsoft. The financial stakes are enormous, and Google doesn't want to be left behind. But this haste comes at a cost. In 2023, Google's CEO Sundar Pichai mentioned how they've been cautious with AI, focusing on responsible use. Now it seems they're pushing AI out faster to keep up with rivals, potentially risking the quality and reliability they're known for. These AI-generated responses aren't just funny or weird, they can be dangerous. Misinformation about health, safety, and other critical topics can have serious consequences. And while Google works to fix these issues, the speed at which they're deploying AI makes it hard to keep up. Another major concern is the impact on content creators. Websites that provide detailed, accurate information are getting less traffic because Google's AI is taking over. This isn't just about losing visitors, it's about the potential decline in the quality of information available online. If creators can't sustain their work, we might see a drop in well-researched, high-quality content. Think about it. If the internet becomes filled with AI-generated content that recycles the same mistakes, our online experience will suffer. Accurate, human-generated content could become harder to find. We might look back at 2024 as the year the web started to decline, overtaken by synthetic, low-quality content. So, what does this mean for the future of search? It's clear that AI is here to stay and its role will only grow. But how it's integrated matters. Google's current approach has sparked a lot of debate about the balance between innovation and responsibility. They need to ensure their tools improve the user experience without sacrificing the quality and trustworthiness of information. It's also a wake-up call for regulators. Just like we have rules to keep harmful drugs off the market, we might need regulations to ensure AI is used responsibly. The stakes are high and the impact on society is significant. It looks like OpenAI is getting ready to launch a new web search product in the next couple of weeks, and it could shake up the search engine landscape. According to a recent article from The Information, a trusted tech news source, OpenAI has been developing a search tool that would put the Microsoft-backed startup in more direct competition with Google. The article, originally published on February 18th, revealed that OpenAI is working on this new search product based on information from someone familiar with the company's plans. This is significant because the timing lines up with Google's upcoming I/O event on May 14th, 2024. Google I/O is the tech giant's annual developer conference where they showcase their latest products, services, and innovations, often including updates to Android, Google's hardware like Pixel phones, and advancements in AI and machine learning. The fact that OpenAI may release their new search tool right before Google's big event suggests we're in for a major showdown in the AI space over the next couple of weeks. OpenAI and Google have been in fierce competition, with both companies engaging in a talent war, trying to poach top engineers from each other. One key detail from the article is that OpenAI's new search product is said to be partly powered by Bing. This is interesting because it likely means the tool will leverage Microsoft's search engine technology, potentially an enhanced version of the company's AI-powered Bing search assistant, Copilot. Copilot is Microsoft's attempt to integrate AI into its search engine to provide more helpful and contextual results, similar to how OpenAI's ChatGPT works. However, Copilot hasn't made much of a dent in Google's search dominance so far. By tapping into the millions of ChatGPT users, OpenAI may be able to create a more viable challenger to Google search. Evidence of this upcoming OpenAI search product can be seen in the company's SSL certificate logs, which show that they've registered the domain search.chatgpt.com. This suggests they're preparing to launch a dedicated search website powered by the ChatGPT technology. So, what might this new OpenAI search tool actually look like? Well, there's been a small demo shared on Twitter by a researcher named Torbjørn Blydal, who has been digging into OpenAI's public code and resources. Based on his findings, the search interface could feature a simple search bar, with the results displaying a summary of the web page, relevant sources, and even images. The internal message that Blydal uncovered indicates the AI system will be tasked with summarizing web pages into concise 300-character English sentences and generating an appropriate title. This suggests OpenAI is aiming to provide users with quick, high-level overviews of search results, rather than just presenting a list of links. Of course, these are just early glimpses, and the final product may look quite different. But it does seem to align with the approach taken by other AI-powered search tools, like Anthropic's Perplexity AI. Perplexity provides users with direct, informative answers to queries, rather than just a list of potentially irrelevant web pages. The Perplexity example is interesting because the founder of that company previously worked at OpenAI. This highlights how talent is moving between the top AI labs and startups as people seek to apply their expertise in creating more effective search and information retrieval tools. Google has been cautious in its approach to integrating AI into its search engine, likely due to concerns about the quality and reliability of AI-generated information. The tech giant has introduced a Search Generative Experience, SGE, that provides AI-powered snapshots and follow-up questions, but it's still quite limited compared to what Perplexity and the rumored OpenAI search tool are aiming to deliver. The reason for Google's caution is understandable. As a massive, publicly traded company, Google has to be very careful about introducing new technologies that could potentially damage its reputation or disrupt its core $150 billion search advertising business. One misstep could send the stock price plummeting and invite ridicule from the tech community. In contrast, smaller, more agile companies like Perplexity and potentially OpenAI can afford to take more risks and innovate more quickly. This is likely why we're seeing these newer players emerge with more ambitious AI-powered search solutions that aim to surpass Google's capabilities. It's clear that the race is on to create the next generation of search tools that can leverage the power of large language models like ChatGPT to provide users with more relevant, helpful, and trustworthy information. OpenAI's foray into this space could be a game changer, especially if they can successfully integrate Microsoft's Bing technology in a way that truly challenges Google's dominance. The timing of this potential OpenAI search launch, right before Google's big I/O event, suggests the two tech giants are gearing up for a major showdown in the AI and search arena. It's an exciting time for anyone interested in the future of how we access and interact with information online. As an AI-savvy audience, you'll likely be keeping a close eye on these developments. It'll be fascinating to see how OpenAI's new search product compares to Google's cautious approach, and whether it can truly disrupt the status quo in the search engine market. The next few weeks are shaping up to be a pivotal moment in the ongoing battle for AI supremacy. So, a new AI humanoid robot has been unveiled by a company called RobotEra, and it's pretty crazy. This robot, called Xhand, is apparently a game changer in the world of embodied AI. Now, embodied AI is all about creating robots that can interact with the real world just like humans do, and this Xhand robot seems to be taking things to the next level. So it has 12 active degrees of freedom, which means it can move and bend in all sorts of ways, just like human bodies. It's also got built-in tactile sensors, so it can actually feel and sense things it touches. And the control precision is supposed to be top-notch, allowing for smooth and reliable movements. But here's the kicker: RobotEra claims that the technology behind Xhand is fully self-developed, which is pretty impressive for a relatively new player in the robotics and AI game. They were only founded in 2023, but they're already pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Now, we don't know how much this robot is going to cost or when it'll be available to the public, because RobotEra is keeping those details under wraps for now. But from what they've shown us, it looks like Xhand is specifically designed to embody AI, which could be a big deal as we get closer to achieving AGI. And speaking of AGI, there's been a lot of hype lately about it potentially happening sooner rather than later. I'm not even joking around. Some experts are saying we might be on the verge of a breakthrough in this field. Now let's talk a bit more about RobotEra and what they've been up to. They're focused on developing general-purpose humanoid robots, which is pretty ambitious stuff. One of their main projects is called Humanoid Gym, which uses reinforcement learning to train robots to perform tasks in a way that mimics human capabilities. They're using this cool concept called zero-shot sim to real transfer, which basically means they can train the robots in a simulated environment first, and then deploy them in the real world without any additional training. But enough talking from me. Let's check out this Xhand robot in action and see what it can really do. RobotEra has released a showcase video, and I've got to say, the capabilities they're demonstrating are pretty fascinating. Let's roll that footage and see what this bad boy can do. So, Microsoft just introduced a whole new category of Windows PCs called Copilot Plus PCs, and they are being hailed as the fastest, most intelligent Windows PCs ever built. We're talking next-level computing power here, with brand new silicon capable of an absolutely insane 40+ trillion operations per second. Just let that number sink in for a minute. 40+ trillion operations every single second. That's the kind of raw power we're dealing with, and it's all thanks to dedicated AI hardware baked right into these Copilot Plus PCs. But it's not just about raw power. Microsoft has redesigned these Copilot Plus PCs with AI at their core. They've completely reimagined and revamped the entire Windows ecosystem, from the silicon chips and operating system core all the way up to the application layer and cloud integration. This is the most significant change to the Windows platform in decades. One of the coolest capabilities is something called recall. Like, if you've ever been in that frustrating situation where you know you've seen something before on your PC, but you just can't remember where the heck it was. Maybe it was a file, a website, an email. You know you've encountered it, but digging through everything to find it is just a massive hassle. Recall solves that problem in the most incredible way imaginable. So it can literally organize and index all the information you encounter based on relationships and associations that are unique to each individual user. Instead of just dumping everything into folders like we've been doing for decades, Copilot Plus PCs catalog it all in a way that mirrors how our own brains work. That means you can scroll through a visual timeline and use intuitive cues to find exactly what you're looking for. All that data indexing and recall happens locally on your device for maximum privacy and security. Your personal memories and experiences experiences stay right there on your PC out of the cloud. Now, another insanely cool feature is called Co-Creator, and it's going to be a game changer for anyone who's even remotely creative or artistic. Basically, Co-Creator lets you generate and edit images right from familiar apps, like Paint and Photos, using a combination of text prompts and digital inking. You describe what kind of artwork or image you want to create, maybe sketch out a rough idea, and then the AI takes over and starts cranking out visual concepts in near real time right there on your PC. But here's where it gets really wild. As you keep iterating and tweaking the image, feeding more text prompts or ink strokes to the AI, it keeps evolving and updating the artwork based on your inputs. Oh, and a big downside of cloud-based image generators is their generation limits and long wait times. Co-Creator changes that by running directly on your Copilot Plus PC. You can generate as many images as you want without any delays, thanks to the powerful AI hardware. Another new feature that has me crazy excited is live captions with real-time translation. Like if you're watching a foreign film or TV show, listening to an international podcast, or jumping on a video call with colleagues from around the world, it can automatically translate the audio into English subtitles for you in real time.
Harry ha estado trabajando en varias ideas y nos va a presentar algunas propuestas hoy. Harry.
我们现在有这几个选项，我最感兴趣的是我手里拿的这两个样品。
So essentially, instant translation from over 40 different languages into English captions that just appear on your screen as the audio is playing. And don't worry about being offline and missing out on this, because the translation processing happens locally. Also, if you spend a lot of time on video calls, the new Windows Studio effects will significantly enhance your experience. These AI-powered effects automatically adjust lighting, apply creative filters, and help you maintain eye contact, making you look and sound better without any extra effort. It actually optimizes the camera feed in real time, so you always look your best. Now, the new AI features aren't just for Microsoft's apps. They've teamed up with big names like Adobe Creative Cloud, DaVinci Resolve, CapCut, and more. This means you can use apps like Photoshop, Lightroom, or Premiere Pro with incredible AI-powered performance. And don't worry about these PCs being too expensive. Microsoft has worked with major PC makers like Acer, ASUS, Dell, HP, Lenovo, Samsung, and their own Surface lineup to offer these Copilot Plus PCs at affordable prices. Starting at just $999, you get amazing power and AI capabilities. It's a fantastic deal for the performance you're getting. Microsoft's own new Surface Pro and Surface laptop models are the flagship premium Copilot Plus PCs, decked out with all the latest hardware and software candy. The Surface laptop in particular looks like an absolute beast, with options for 13.8 inches or 15 inches displays, up to 22 hours of video playback battery life. I'm talking frame rates and multi-core power that can outmuscle Apple's vaunted MacBook Air by up to 58%, and all while delivering better battery life too. Just let that marinate for a second. A Windows laptop outperforming MacBooks while also lasting longer on a single charge. Also, every single Copilot Plus PC comes locked down tight with the Microsoft Pluton security processor, enabled by default, protecting you against all sorts of nastiness. Plus, they've built in a bunch of new privacy controls and safeguards so you can decide exactly what data gets saved and what doesn't. You're always in full control of your personal info. Oh, and let's not forget about Copilot, the AI assistant that's just a single tap away on these new keyboards with a dedicated Copilot key. This revamped version of the AI helper is twice as fast and way more capable than before, thanks to all that specialized hardware under the hood. Now, because it's baked right into the OS, it works seamlessly across all your Office apps, web browsers, and even third-party software. Speaking of third-party apps, devs are going to have a field day with the new Copilot SDK that Microsoft is releasing. They've essentially opened up the AI smarts powering these Copilot Plus PCs, allowing developers to deeply integrate Copilot assistants into their own apps and services. We're talking AI-powered autocomplete for code editors, intelligent tagging and search for creative software, automated data analysis, and visualization tools. What really puts this over the top, though, is the new Windows Store AI App Hub that Microsoft has cooked up. It's sort of like an app store, but specifically curated for AI-enhanced applications optimized for Copilot Plus PCs. You'll be able to easily discover the latest and greatest AI-powered software experiences, all fully optimized to leverage that dedicated AI silicon. This is the future of Windows apps. Now, I know there's been a lot to take in with this Microsoft's new Copilot Plus PC lineup, but let me bring it all home with one killer flagship feature, Scenario AI. This is essentially an overarching intelligent digital assistant that can understand and engage with you across multiple apps, websites, documents, your entire digital environment. You can ask it open-ended questions or give it tasks, and it will dynamically split up the workload, coordinating the different AI capabilities on your Copilot Plus PC to get the job done in the most efficient way possible. Let's say you're working on a big presentation deck and you get stuck trying to visualize some complex data and numbers. So you tell this AI, I need help explaining these analytics, and it will instantly get to work. It might tap into Copilot Coding Assistant to generate a custom data visualization app from your spreadsheet info. Then it can have the AI art generator cook up some graphics to visually represent the key takeaways, while the AI writing tool crafts clear explanatory bullet points in your voice and style. The possibilities are damn near endless because Scenario AI can marshal all of the different AI capabilities in these Copilot Plus PCs, breaking down complex tasks into a coordinated multi-AI workflow. Best of all, it operates using simple natural language prompts and queries. Seriously, we're entering a whole new era of human-computer interaction here. The real-world benefits for productivity, creativity, accessibility, and just making our digital lives plain easier are mind-blowing to think about. These Copilot Plus PCs from Microsoft are absolute game changers, and I cannot wait to get my hands on one. Alright, so I tried to cover all the big key details and flagship features, but I'm sure there's so much more these PCs can do. And if you're even half as hyped as I am though, this is clearly a massive advancement for PCs as we know them. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Which features have you most excited? In this week's AI News Roundup, we've got some exciting updates. Elon Musk predicts a future where AI takes over all jobs, Google DeepMind introduces an amazing new image generation model called Semantica, and Cohere for AI launches Aya-23, a powerful multilingual language model. Plus, we'll dive into the latest drama with OpenAI and Scarlett Johansson, Amazon's big plans for Alexa, and Meta's groundbreaking Chameleon model that could revolutionize AI. Okay. During a recent talk at the Viva Technology Conference in Paris, Musk shared his vision of a world where artificial intelligence takes over all jobs. So not just certain jobs, but all jobs. Musk, who's the CEO of Tesla and founder of companies like xAI, SpaceX, and Neuralink, believes there's about an 80% chance that AI will advance to the point where humans won't need to work anymore. Instead of worrying about losing his own job to AI, he's looking at a future where no one needs a job. Instead of just a basic income, Musk thinks we'll have a universal high income, meaning everyone will have plenty of money and there'll be no shortage of goods or services. But here's the catch. Musk says the big question will be about finding meaning in life. If robots and computers can do everything better than us, what will give our lives purpose? He's also mentioned before that AI is the most disruptive force in history and that eventually having a job will be more about personal satisfaction than necessity. So, according to Musk, we're heading towards a future where AI takes care of everything and we'll need to figure out what to do with all that free time. Pretty wild, right? Alright, now, Google DeepMind just introduced Semantica, a new AI image condition diffusion model that can create new images based on the details of an existing one. Instead of fine-tuning models for each dataset, Semantica uses in-context learning. It's trained on pairs of images from the web, using one image to help generate another, assuming they share common traits. Now, Semantica is incredibly flexible. It uses pre-trained image encoders and content-based filtering to produce high-quality images without extra fine-tuning, making it perfect for various image sources. The model works by gradually refining an image from random noise, balancing efficiency and quality, which actually makes it ideal for content creation, image editing, and virtual reality. Semantica has many practical uses. In creative industries, it can generate artwork or design elements based on a specific style. In education, it can create visuals for different topics, making learning more engaging. For e-commerce, it can generate product images that match customer tastes, boosting sales. Researchers found that Semantica effectively captures the core details of input images, producing consistent and relevant results. They say it's a big step forward in image generation technology. Okay, now, big news from Cohere for AI. They've just launched Aya-23, which is a new series of super advanced language models that can understand and generate text in 23 different languages. These models are available in two sizes, one with 8 billion parameters and another with 35 billion parameters, and they're releasing them for free. So what's the deal with Aya-23? Well, it builds on an earlier project called Aya, where thousands of people teamed up to create a massive multilingual dataset. While Aya 101 covered 101 languages, Aya 23 focuses on going deep with 23 languages, making it super powerful for those languages. Cohere for AI wants to change the game by making sure more languages get top-notch AI support, not just the usual few. They've tested Aya 23 against other big-name models, and guess what? The 35 billion parameter version outperformed them all in the languages it covers. Even the smaller 8 billion parameter model is a top performer. What's cool is that the 8 billion version is also really efficient, so it doesn't need a ton of computing power. This makes it easier for developers everywhere to use cutting-edge AI. If you're into AI research or just curious, you can check out Aya 23 on Hugging Face. And for more details, head over to Cohere's site. Now, let's talk about a recent drama with OpenAI and Scarlett Johansson. So last May, OpenAI was looking for voice actors to give their ChatGPT a human voice. They wanted non-union actors who sounded between 25 and 45 years old with warm and engaging voices. Fast forward to this week, Scarlett Johansson claimed that OpenAI copied her voice for a new ChatGPT voice named Sky, even after she said no to their CEO, Sam Altman. She's known for playing an AI in the movie Her, so people quickly noticed the resemblance. But here's the twist. OpenAI had already hired an actress in June to create Sky's voice before Altman even contacted Scarlett. This actress's natural voice just happens to sound like Scarlett's AI character from Her. After Scarlett's claims, OpenAI paused using Sky's voice and explained the whole process in a blog post. They insisted they never meant for Sky to sound like Scarlett and hired the actress way before reaching out to her. Experts are saying Scarlett might have a strong case if she sues, comparing it to a similar situation in the 80s with singer Bette Midler. But OpenAI stands by their story, saying Sky's voice is just coincidentally similar. So that's the gist of it. Let's see how this plays out. So OpenAI just dropped a bombshell at their spring update event on Monday. They've unleashed a brand new model called GPT-4o, and trust me, this thing is going to change the game like never before. So what's the big deal about it? For starters, it's packing some serious GPT-4 level power, and here's the kicker, it's available to everyone even if you're not paying for a subscription. OpenAI's head honcho Sam Altman had been dropping hints about some cool new features coming to ChatGPT and GPT-4, and while he crushed our dreams of a GPT-5 or an OpenAI search engine, the GPT-4o announcement has the AI world going absolutely nuts. During the event, OpenAI's top tech guru, Mira Murati, took the stage to give us the lowdown on GPT-4o. She called it a huge step forward in making AI super easy to use and accessible to everyone. No more exclusive clubs or VIP access needed. GPT-4o is here for the masses. Now get this, GPT-4o can work its magic across voice, text, and even vision. Its older sibling, GPT-4, could already analyze images and text, but GPT-4o takes it to the next level by throwing speech into the mix. This means you can actually talk to the AI like you would with a real person. And impressively, there is almost no latency in this interaction.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey there, it's going great. How about you?
The AI responds to spoken input almost instantaneously, ensuring a smooth and immediate conversation. GPT-4o's real-time chat is so advanced that it could give those sci-fi AI companions a run for their money. Remember the AI girlfriend from the movie Her? Well, GPT-4o is making that a reality. It can pick up on the tone of your voice, figure out if you're feeling happy, sad, or anything in between, and respond in a way that's genuinely helpful and supportive. But it isn't just about virtual companionship, it's also a master of language. During the event, they showed off how GPT-4o can act as a real-time translator between people who speak totally different languages.
Mark, io mi chiedo se le balene potessero parlare, cosa ci direbbero?
Mike, she wonders if whales could talk, what would they tell us?
They might ask, how do we solve linear equations?
Potrebbero chiederci come risolviamo le equazioni lineari.
So, an Italian and an English speaker having a full-blown conversation with GPT-4o instantly translating every word, which is another cool thing it can do now. GPT-4o's ability to understand and express emotions is yet another game changer.
Well, hello, Bowser. Aren't you just the most adorable little thing?
It can tell if you're feeling down or on top of the world just by the way you speak, and it can respond with the perfect words to match your mood. And get this, it can even change its own tone and vibe to keep things interesting. Heck, if you ask nicely, it might even serenade you with a song as they've showed at the demo.
And so Byte found another robot friend. and may live circuitly ever after.
So, to show off just how incredible GPT-4o is, OpenAI put on a live conversation demo. The AI was firing off responses to the presenter's voice at lightning speed, dishing out tips on breathing techniques, and even analyzing the presenter's breath sounds to give some personalized advice. We're talking real-time interaction that puts those clunky, slowpoke AI models to shame. But it gets even better. GPT-4o isn't just smarter than its predecessor, it's also faster. OpenAI says this new model is a speed demon compared to GPT-4, which means smoother, snappier conversations. And with its boosted skills across text, video, and audio, this new model is like the iPhone of AI. OpenAI didn't stop there, though. They also unveiled a shiny new desktop version of ChatGPT, complete with a slick user interface that's so intuitive, you'll forget you're even talking to an AI. It's all about making the experience feel as natural as possible, so you can focus on having awesome conversations and getting stuff done. Now, GPT-4o is available to everyone, even if you're not paying a dime. Usually when OpenAI drops a new ChatGPT model, it's locked behind a paywall, but not this time. They're making this incredible tech accessible to all, although paying users will get a bit more horsepower under the hood. The potential of GPT-4o is absolutely insane. It could revolutionize everything from virtual assistants to online learning, and who knows what else. As the AI arms race heats up with big players like OpenAI, Microsoft, and Google all vying for the top spot, one thing's for sure. We're living in the future, folks. Sure, there are still some concerns about how fast these AI services are evolving and the potential for bias, but the launch of GPT-4o is a huge milestone in the world of artificial intelligence. It's not just changing the way we interact with tech, it's weaving itself into the fabric of our daily life. So we've got some pretty big news in the world of AI, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. If you've been keeping up with the latest developments in AI, you know that OpenAI has been leading the way, pushing the boundaries and setting new standards for what's possible. But just recently, something major happened that has everyone buzzing, so let's talk about it. Okay, so here's the big news. OpenAI's long-term AI risk team has disbanded. Yes, the entire team that was focused on the existential dangers of AI is no more. This was the team tasked with preparing for the day when we have AI that's not just smart, but super smart, capable of outwitting and even overpowering its creators. That's a pretty big deal, right? Now let's rewind a bit. Back in July last year, OpenAI made a big announcement. They were forming a new research team, the Super Alignment Team, co-led by none other than OpenAI's co-founder and chief scientist, Ilya Sutskever. This team was supposed to be a safeguard dedicating 20% of OpenAI's computing power to ensure that future AI developments remained under human control and were aligned with human values. Fast forward to now, and the Super Alignment Team is history. The disbanding came after several high-profile departures, including Ilya Sutskever himself. Sutskever's exit made headlines for several reasons. First, he wasn't just a co-founder, he was instrumental in setting the direction for OpenAI's research, which led to breakthroughs like ChatGPT. But there's more to the story. Just recently, Sutskever was one of the 4 board members who fired CEO Sam Altman. That move caused an uproar, and after 5 chaotic days of internal revolt, Altman was reinstated as CEO. As part of the deal, Sutskever and 2 other board members left. Then, just hours after Sutskever's departure, Jan Lake, the other co-lead of the Super Alignment Team, announced his resignation. Lake explained his decision on X, citing disagreements over the company's priorities and the allocation of resources. He said, "Over the past few months, my team has been sailing against the wind. Sometimes we were struggling for compute, and it was getting harder and harder to get this crucial research done. It seems like OpenAI is going through a pretty turbulent time. The dissolution of the Super Alignment Team is just one part of a bigger shakeout following last November's governance crisis." The information reported that 2 researchers on the team, Leopold Aschenbrenner and Pavel Ismailov, were dismissed for leaking company secrets. Another member, William Saunders, left in February, and there are more departures. Cullen O'Keefe, who led research on policy frontiers, left in April, and Daniel Kokotajlo, who co-authored papers on the risks of advanced AI, also quit, citing concerns about the company's direction. Now, let's dig a little deeper into what these departures mean and what's going on inside OpenAI. One thing that stands out is the criticism about OpenAI's focus. Jan Lake mentioned that he had been disagreeing with OpenAI's leadership for quite some time about the company's core priorities. He felt that safety and alignment, ensuring AI systems are safe and act in accordance with human values, should be top priorities. However, he felt that the leadership was more focused on product development and pushing new features. This brings us to a broader discussion about AI safety. Ilya Sutskever, in his farewell post, expressed confidence in OpenAI's trajectory under the current leadership but did not explain his decision to leave. On the other hand, Leica was more explicit. He talked about the urgent need to steer and control AI systems that are much smarter than us. This urgency is something that shouldn't be overlooked. If the lead researchers at one of the most advanced AI companies are saying we need to act now, that's a pretty big red flag. A lot of people have mocked the AI safety crowd, labeling their concerns as overblown or hysterical. But when you have top experts who are literally working on the cutting edge of AI raising these concerns, it's something we all need to pay attention to. AI isn't just about creating cool new tools, it's about managing risks that could potentially impact everyone. Let's talk about what Leica achieved during his time at OpenAI. His team launched the first ever reinforcement learning with human feedback large language model, InstructGPT. They published the first scalable oversight on large language models, pioneered automated interpretability, and made advancements in weak to strong generalization. These are significant milestones in AI research. Despite these achievements, Leica felt that safety was taking a backseat to product development. He believed more resources should be dedicated to security monitoring, preparedness, safety, adversarial robustness, super alignment, confidentiality, and societal impact. Leica's departure and his concerns highlight a crucial issue in the AI industry: the balance between innovation and safety. OpenAI, like many other tech companies, is in a race to develop more advanced AI systems. This race is not just about technological breakthroughs, it's also about market dominance. In this winner-takes-all environment, the pressure to innovate quickly can sometimes overshadow the need for thorough safety testing. This is where things get really interesting. OpenAI has been known for its ambitious goals, including the development of artificial general intelligence, or AGI. So essentially an AI that surpasses human intelligence in all aspects. The company's charter commits it to ensuring AGI benefits all of humanity, but achieving this goal is fraught with challenges. Building machines smarter than humans is inherently dangerous. If not properly controlled, these machines could act in unpredictable and potentially harmful ways. In a way, we're facing a similar situation to when social media first emerged. Back then, no one fully understood the long-term impacts of these platforms on society. Today, we see the consequences: mental health issues, misinformation, and social division. With AI, the stakes are even higher. The unintended consequences of advanced AI systems could be far-reaching and difficult to predict. So, what's next for OpenAI? CEO Sam Altman has acknowledged the contributions of the departing researchers and the need to focus more on safety. He's promised a longer post in the coming days, likely outlining new initiatives or changes to address these concerns. This could mean the formation of a new team or the introduction of new safety protocols. Whatever the case, it's clear that OpenAI needs to regain trust and reassure the public and the AI community that safety remains a top priority. Elon Musk, who has been vocal about AI safety, weighed in on the situation, stating that if Xhand is saying OpenAI must become a safety-first AGI company, it implies that safety isn't currently a top priority. This kind of criticism from high-profile figures adds pressure on OpenAI to demonstrate its commitment to safety. Now, let's address some broader implications. The disbanding of the super alignment team raises questions about the future of AI safety research. If OpenAI, one of the leading AI labs, is facing such challenges, what does it mean for the rest of the industry? Are other companies experiencing similar issues? And what role should governments play in regulating AI development? AI regulation is a hot topic, with many experts calling for stricter oversight. As AI systems become more powerful and pervasive, the need for robust regulatory frameworks becomes more pressing. This includes ensuring that companies prioritize safety and transparency, conduct thorough testing, and are accountable for the impact of their technologies. At the end of the day, the departure of key researchers from OpenAI is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that while AI has immense potential, it also comes with significant risks. Balancing innovation with safety is not just a challenge for OpenAI, it's a challenge for the entire AI community. So what can we take away from all this? First, it's crucial to pay attention to the voices of those who are closest to the technology. If they're raising concerns, it's not something to be dismissed lightly. Second, as consumers and citizens, we need to advocate for responsible AI development. This means supporting policies and practices that prioritize safety and ethical considerations. And finally, let's keep the conversation going. AI is shaping the future, and it's up to all of us to ensure that it does so in a way that benefits everyone. You think you understand how powerful AI is? Think again, because the bombshell announcements Google dropped at I/O this year are about to completely redefine what this technology is capable of. Their annual developer conference was an absolute banger, packed with game-changing AI tech that'll make your head spin. So, let me break it down for you. First up, they unveiled Project Astra, a mind-blowing AI agent that can literally perceive the world around you through sight and sound in real time. So basically, this thing will be watching your every move, listening to your conversations, and reasoning it all.
I see a speaker, which makes sound.
What is that part of the speaker called?
That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds.
But here's where it gets wild. Project Astra can process all those video frames and audio inputs, stitch them together into a chronological sequence of events, and store that data for swift recall later on.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
Like if you need the specific time your roommate spilled that tub of salsa all over the couch, Astra will deliver the precise timestamp along with images to prove it. Of course, the privacy implications here are concerning, to say the least. Having an AI essentially spy on your entire life 24/7, that's some Black Mirror type stuff right there. But hey, Google assures us it'll all be above board and secure. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. Moving right along, Google also teased these new AI teammates that'll integrate directly into their workspace suite. Basically, you'll have your very own virtual assistant helping you crush it at work. They demoed one particularly slick use case where the AI automatically organized all your expense receipts from emails into a tidy spreadsheet, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Apparently, these AI teammates can also answer questions based on the context of your emails, meetings, and other workplace data. So essentially, the world's best note-taker permanently on your team. The real showstopper though? Google's new VO video generation model. This bad boy can craft stunning 1080p videos from text, image, or video prompts alone. Go ahead. Describe the trippiest, most outrageous scenario you can imagine. VO will bring that fever dream to vivid, cinematic life before your very eyes. But don't just take my word for it. They also launched an accompanying tool called VideoX that lets creators storyboard and direct entire video sequences using VO's capabilities. Of course, I can already see the deepfake masters rubbing their hands together in anticipation. But hey, that's a debate for another day. I'm just here to marvel at the tech. Speaking of marveling, let's talk Google search and all the fresh AI goodness they're injecting into it. Google claims their new AI overviews will condense search results into concise, contextual summaries tailored to your query. Instead of parsing links yourself, their AI will theoretically synthesize the useful info into clean overviews. Sounds great in theory, but I need to see if it actually delivers in practice before getting too excited. Even more intriguing is their plan to add video search capabilities. You could show Google's AI a clip of something like a busted faucet, and it would analyze the visuals to provide relevant fix-it guides. As someone who's clueless about repairs, that could be a game changer for quick DIY help. But again, I'm staying skeptical until I see their video analysis chops proven out. Google's hyping these AI search upgrades hard, but I'm reserving full judgment. The overviews and video search sound awesome if they work as promised. But big tech has a habit of overselling revolutionary features before, so I need to test drive this myself first. Now let's dig into those meaty Gemini model updates, because there's a lot to unpack here. So here's my take on those updates from Google. Pumping up the context window to 2 million tokens is a big deal for Gemini's memory capabilities. In theory, this AI should be able to retain and recall way more contextual information from your conversations and queries without making you constantly re-explain things. Sounds great on paper, but I'm curious if that expanded memory will actually work seamlessly in practice. What's even more intriguing, though, is Google claiming they've broadly supercharged Gemini's performance, from coding skills to logical reasoning to visual perception. If that's truly the case, it would represent a massive leap for their already impressive language model. But I need to see legitimate third-party benchmarks and testing before fully buying the hype around these sweeping AI capability upgrades. All right. Then there's Imagen 3, the latest evolution of Google's text-to-image generator, which I gotta say is already blowing my mind with its previous iterations. This new version promises even more astonishingly photorealistic visuals transcribed directly from written prompts. We're talking I can't believe this isn't a real photo levels of detail here. On top of that visual wizardry, Google's souped-up Gemini is getting optimization updates like Gemini 1.5 Flash, a leaner, meaner version laser-focused on blazing fast performance with a still respectable 1 million token context window. They're also launching Gemma 2, the open-source spiritual successor to their existing AI models that'll run smoothly on just about any GPU or TPU setup you can throw at it. This is significant news for enthusiasts and hobbyists who are eager to delve into advanced machine learning applications. But maybe one of the coolest things Google announced that I didn't expect them to roll out so soon is Gemini Live, an experience that'll let you converse with their AI in real time using just your natural speaking voice. With Gemini Live, you simply tap the voice icon in the app and you're set for a chat with cool audio effects on a full screen. You can speak comfortably at your own pace, interrupt to ask questions or get more information, and pick from 10 different voices. It's similar to what OpenAI did in their spring update with the new GPT-4. So now I'm curious which model will perform better and feel more natural. This is undoubtedly the direction AI assistants are heading, so whichever company masters this voice interaction approach will likely dominate the field. Lest we forget, there's also Gems on the horizon for all you Gemini Advanced subscribers. These custom AI personalities will basically let you mold your virtual assistant into whatever you need, whether it's an always chipper mood buddy or a brutal no-nonsense taskmaster that whips you into shape. At this point, you're probably wondering how Google still has any more bombshells to drop, but trust me, they kept them coming. Android is about to get a massive AI overhaul with features like built-in on-device natural language processing that understands your speech, vision, and more in real time without stealing your data. So essentially, your smartphone's about to become a bona fide AI co-pilot, and it'll all happen locally on your device for maximum privacy. Sure beats having to constantly ping those cloud servers. There's just so much ground to cover here, from Gemini agents that can break down complex planning tasks into steps, to TPU hardware chips that make AI blazingly fast, to AI-generated search results that cut out the cruft to zone in on exactly what you need. Honestly, I could spend hours gushing about every little announcement and update Google threw our way. Between the language leaps, visual breakthroughs, and overall experience upgrades, it's shaping up to be one heck of an AI-powered future. One where our digital assistants become true Renaissance robots capable of comprehending our world just as vividly as we do. Now, reasonable people might look at all these AI capabilities and understandably get a little freaked out. We're rapidly approaching a point where artificial intelligences can match, maybe even exceed, human facilities in key areas. Where does that leave us fleshy meatbags in the grand scheme of things? But you know what? I'm just gonna stay hyped about all the incredible conveniences and possibilities AI assistants like Gemini will unlock. From superhuman coding capabilities to flawless note-taking to generating entire multimedia landscapes from mere thought, it's going to revolutionize how we work, learn, create, and experience the world around us. Sure, there's still plenty of ethical minefields and societal impacts to hash out, but I have faith that as a species, we're smart enough to navigate those choppy waters. For now, though, I'm just going to sit back and eagerly await a future where AI is my ever-present digital sidekick, making my life exponentially more efficient, productive, and downright magical. Imagine a chatbot like ChatGPT, but built specifically for spies and super secure. That's exactly what Microsoft has created for US intelligence agencies. This special chatbot uses AI similar to the technology behind ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot, but with a crucial difference: it's completely disconnected from the internet. Why is being offline so important? Well, typical AI models like ChatGPT need the internet to learn and process information. This can be risky for spies because it could expose sensitive data to hackers or leaks. Microsoft recognized this danger and built a unique air-gapped system. This means the AI model is isolated and can't be accessed from the outside world, making it super safe for handling top-secret information. This new technology is a game changer for intelligence agencies. They can now use the AI model to analyze classified data, crack codes, and do other spy stuff, all without worrying about data breaches. This is the first time ever we've had an isolated version, meaning it's not connected to the internet and it's on a special network only accessible by the US government. explained William Chappell, a top tech expert at Microsoft. Most AI models, like OpenAI's ChatGPT, rely on cloud services to learn and understand information. This means the data they process could potentially be seen by others. However, Microsoft's air-gapped model is different. It's like a self-contained unit that can read files without needing to learn from them or access the internet. This ensures that secret information stays secret. Interestingly, the CIA already had a similar service like ChatGPT last year, but it wasn't as secure and couldn't handle highly classified data. The intelligence community needed something more powerful and secure, and Microsoft's new AI model seems to fit the bill perfectly. So next time you think about chatbots, remember there's a whole secret world of AI out there helping spies spy. Alright, now Samsung has some big news. They're launching a new TV, but not just any TV, it's actually the world's first AI-powered TV. First off, this TV is packing some serious power with its 8K-NQ8 AI Gen 3 processor and a super fast neural processing unit. In simpler terms, it's got an AI brain that's constantly analyzing and optimizing whatever you're watching. This means a big boost in real-time content analysis and optimization, leading to what Samsung promises will be a superior picture and sound experience. Samsung is highlighting a bunch of cool AI features aimed at improving picture quality. The 8K AI Upscaling Pro breathes new life into lower resolution content, making everything look sharper and more detailed. Meanwhile, the AI Motion Enhancer Pro tackles motion blur, which is usually a problem during fast-paced action scenes or sports. The audio experience hasn't been left out either. The Active Voice Amplifier Pro is designed to isolate and enhance dialogue clarity so that you never miss a crucial line, even if there's background noise. Plus, the Object Tracking Sound Pro technology aims to create a more immersive soundscape by dynamically tracking on-screen objects and adjusting the audio accordingly. Samsung is also focusing on making things more convenient and personal. The AI optimization feature automatically adjusts settings for the best possible viewing experience. And if you're a gamer, the AI Auto Game mode recognizes game genres and tweaks settings for seamless gameplay. They're even thinking about the environment with their AI Energy mode, which uses sensors to analyze ambient lighting and on-screen movement, then automatically adjusts screen brightness to save energy. Powered by Samsung's Tizen OS, the TV offers a familiar, user-friendly interface with access to popular streaming apps and personalized content recommendations. While independent reviews haven't come out yet, Samsung's new technology paints an exciting picture of the future of home entertainment. The AI integration seems to go beyond gimmicks, offering real benefits in picture quality, sound immersion, and user experience. Of course, there are still some questions about the actual performance and effectiveness of these AI features. How much better does the picture quality really look? Does the AI audio truly create a more immersive experience? And most importantly, does the price tag justify all this new technology? Only time and thorough testing will tell if Samsung's new AI TV lives up to its promises. But one thing's for sure, Samsung is pushing the boundaries of what we expect from our TVs, and it'll be interesting to see how the industry responds to this latest innovation. Now, Wisconsin is poised to become a major hub for artificial intelligence thanks to a significant investment from tech giant Microsoft. President Biden recently announced that Microsoft will be building a new state-of-the-art AI data center in Racine, Wisconsin, injecting a whopping $3.3 billion into the region and creating thousands of jobs. This move is particularly noteworthy as the chosen location previously held the promise of a major Foxconn facility, which ultimately fell through. Now, with Microsoft stepping in, the area is set for a technological resurgence, focusing on the burgeoning field of AI. The impact of this new data center is expected to reach far beyond its physical footprint. The project is estimated to generate 2,300 construction jobs and 2,000 full-time positions at the center itself. Additionally, it's anticipated to spark a wave of new business activity, with small businesses emerging to support the data center and its workforce. Microsoft's commitment to Wisconsin goes beyond just the data center. They're also planning to establish the nation's first manufacturing-focused AI co-innovation lab at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. This lab will serve as a bridge between Wisconsin's small businesses and Microsoft's developers, helping entrepreneurs leverage AI to enhance their operations and boost productivity. The tech giant is also partnering with Gateway Technical College in Racine to create a data center academy, which will train future generations of developers and offer AI-focused boot camps to local businesses. This focus on education and training underscores Microsoft's dedication to fostering a thriving AI ecosystem in Wisconsin. This investment in Wisconsin signifies the growing importance of AI across various industries. By providing resources and support to local businesses, Microsoft aims to empower them to harness the power of AI, ultimately leading to economic growth and higher wages for workers. Wisconsin's transformation into an AI hotspot is a testament to the potential of this technology to revitalize regions and drive innovation. OpenAI is cooking up something big, a brand new flagship AI model that could bring us closer than ever to artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This new model is supposed to be the next big thing after GPT-4. They haven't officially named it GPT-5, but everyone thinks that's what it will be, so let's go with that. Alright, so in their latest blog post, OpenAI announced that they've started training this new top-of-the-line model to follow up on the impressive GPT-4. OpenAI is calling it the next level of capabilities, and they're saying it's a huge step towards their goal of building AGI. Although they didn't specify the exact new features GPT-5 will have, we can guess based on hints from Sam Altman and opinions from other experts in the field. Now, when it comes to predicting what GPT-5 will be capable of, we can look at how each major flagship model has gotten better and better since GPT 3.5, including GPT-4 and GPT-4o. With each new model, there were upgrades like faster processing, longer context lengths, and the ability to handle different types of data. GPT 3.5 could only deal with text input and output. With GPT-4 Turbo, you could feed it text and images and it would spit out text. With GPT-4o, you could give it a mix of text, audio, images, and video, and it would give you back text, audio, or images. Following that trend, the next step for GPT-5 would probably be the ability to output video. Back in February, OpenAI unveiled this text-to-video model called Sora, and it's likely that they'll fold that technology into GPT-5 so it can generate videos. Now let's be real, chatbots are impressive and all, but we've been seeing a growing demand for AI that can just figure out what you want done and do it with minimal instruction. That's what they call AGI. With AGI, you could just tell the AI agent what your end goal is, and it would be able to reason out what needs to be done, plan how to do it, and actually carry out the task. For example, in a perfect world where GPT-5 had AGI, you could just tell it, order a burger from McDonald's for me, and the AI would be able to open up the McDonald's website, input your order, put in your address and payment info, and handle the whole thing. All you'd have to worry about is chowing down on that burger. Now, as exciting as this is, OpenAI is also keenly aware of the risks that come with developing such advanced technology. To address these concerns, they've created a new Safety and Security Committee. This committee will focus on developing policies and processes to ensure that the technology is used safely and responsibly. The committee includes key figures like OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and board members Brett Taylor, Adam D'Angelo, and Nicole Seligman. And they aim to have these new safety policies in place by late summer or fall. However, OpenAI has encountered some bumps in the road. Recently, they faced some internal turmoil that made headlines. Back in November 2023, Sam Altman was unexpectedly fired by the OpenAI board. This was a huge shock because Altman had been leading the company through some of its most successful periods, including the launch of ChatGPT. So what exactly happened? Helen Toner, a former OpenAI board member, recently shed light on why the board decided to oust Altman. In an interview on the TED AI Show podcast, Toner explained that the board lost trust in Altman due to several issues. One major concern was that Altman failed to disclose his ownership of the OpenAI startup fund.
Sam didn't inform the board that he owned the OpenAI startup fund, even though he, constantly was claiming to be an independent board member with no financial interest in the company.
Additionally, there were multiple instances where he provided inaccurate information about the company's safety processes.
On multiple occasions, he gave us inaccurate information about the small number of formal safety processes that the company did have in place.
Toner also mentioned that Altman created a toxic atmosphere and engaged in manipulative behavior, which ultimately led to his dismissal.
The problem was that after the paper came out, Sam started lying to other board members in order to try and push me off the board. There's more individual examples, and Sam could always come up with some kind of innocuous sounding explanation of why it wasn't a big deal or misinterpreted or whatever. And That's a completely unworkable place to be in as a board, especially a board that is supposed to be providing independent oversight over the company, not just like, helping the CEO to raise more money.
Now, the story didn't end there. After his firing, Altman quickly rallied support from OpenAI employees and investors, including Microsoft, which has a significant stake in OpenAI. Nearly all of OpenAI's staff threatened to leave unless Altman was reinstated, leading to a rapid reversal of the board's decision. Just 4 days after his firing, Altman was back as CEO and several board members resigned. This whole episode raised serious questions about the internal dynamics at OpenAI and how the company is managed. Toner's revelations highlighted a lack of transparency and accountability, which are crucial for a company that aims to develop AGI. Adding to the drama, two key figures from OpenAI's safety team, Ilya Sutskever and Jan Leik, recently left the company. They were leading OpenAI's super alignment team, which focused on ensuring that future AI models don't pose a threat to humanity. Both Sutskever and Leik expressed concerns about OpenAI's priorities and commitment to safety. Leik in particular mentioned that he had been disagreeing with the leadership for a while and felt that the company wasn't prioritizing safety as it should. Leik has since joined Anthropic, an AI safety and research company founded by former OpenAI employees. Anthropic has been positioning itself as a leader in developing safer AI models and recently released its latest model, Claude 3, which some claim is the most powerful AI model currently available. Leik said he joined Anthropic to continue the mission of ensuring that AI systems are safe and aligned with human values. This move has certainly added a new dimension to the competition between AI companies. So, while OpenAI is pushing forward with its new model, they're also dealing with other challenges. For instance, there was a recent controversy involving Scarlett Johansson, who claimed that OpenAI's updated GPT-4o model used a voice that sounded eerily similar to hers without her permission. This highlights the ongoing issues around data usage and intellectual property in AI development. OpenAI denied using Johansson's voice, but the incident raised important questions about consent and ethics in AI. Additionally, OpenAI has faced legal issues, including a lawsuit from the New York Times over copyright infringement. The lawsuit alleges that OpenAI's models were trained using Times content without proper authorization, raising further questions about how AI companies use and manage data. This is part of a broader conversation about the ethical use of data in training AI models, which is becoming increasingly important as these technologies become more advanced and widespread. Now, in the midst of these controversies, OpenAI has also been criticized for its handling of employee departures. Leaked documents revealed that the company used aggressive tactics to force departing employees to sign restrictive exit agreements. These agreements included clauses that threatened to cancel vested equity if employees didn't comply. This approach caused significant distress among former employees and drew public criticism. The use of such high-pressure tactics seemed contrary to OpenAI's mission of benefiting humanity. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman later apologized for these practices, stating that the company never intended to claw back anyone's vested equity and promised to make changes. The company has since removed non-disparagement clauses from its standard departure paperwork and is reaching out to former employees to release them from existing obligations. This move is seen as an attempt to rebuild trust and demonstrate a commitment to ethical practices within the company. Despite these challenges, OpenAI remains a key player in the AI field, and their new model could be a game changer. The company is pushing the boundaries of what AI can do, aiming to create a machine that can match human intelligence. But how OpenAI handles these recent challenges will shape the future of artificial intelligence and determine whether they can truly achieve their mission of benefiting all of humanity. Not a lot of people is talking about it yet, but the new AI search platform, UPEND, has just unveiled some impressive features. This Canadian startup has just come out of stealth mode, and they're ready to take on the big guns like Google and Microsoft with their AI-powered search. So it all started as a summer project by Jeevan Arora, a student at the University of Toronto. After getting some great feedback, he decided to turn it into a full-blown platform that businesses can sign up for, and I can confirm it's pretty impressive. At its core, UPEND lets you choose from a whopping 100 different AI language models to search with. You've got all the big names like OpenAI, Claude, and Mistral, plus some specialized models for things like coding. You just type in your question, pick your model, and you get a detailed answer with citations. so you know exactly where the info is coming from. Now, if you think that this is kind of like Perplexity, yeah, there are some similarities, but UPEND has much more to offer. For one, they've got way more models to choose from. Plus, they let you base your answers on Wikipedia, which is pretty cool. But here's where UPEND really stands out: pricing. They want to make advanced AI accessible to everyone, so they charge based on your team's total usage, not per user. Their team plan is just $20 a month, which gives you access to all their models up to a certain limit. And if you're a student, you can snag a discounted plan for only $5 per month. Compare that to Perplexity's $40 per month per user, and you can see how UPEND is really shaking things up. Now, UPEND is still pretty new, so there are some kinks to work out, especially with the user interface. But the CEO, Jeevan Arora, has big plans. He wants UPEND to eventually become a full-on task engine, where it not only answers your questions, but actually does things for you. Like, if you search for how to convert a PNG to JPG, UPEND will just do it for you. Pretty sweet, right? Moving forward, Aurora plans to keep growing UPEND's library of AI models and add some important features for businesses, like single sign-on to make onboarding teams much easier. He's even thinking about launching a mobile app and an API. But here's the thing. With companies like UPEND and Perplexity making waves, traditional search engines might be in trouble. Gartner predicts that by 2026, traditional search volume will drop by 25%. With AI chatbots and virtual agents taking over, that means companies are going to have to rethink their whole marketing strategy as AI becomes more and more embedded in every aspect of business. So there you have it. UPEND, a huge library of models, affordable pricing, and big plans for the future. They're definitely one to watch. All right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.